cat skull. Starting with teeth. I love teeth. These are the incisors. Then you have canines. Nice big ones. Then you have premolars, which are all of these. And the interesting thing about cats is that they are a true carnivore. They are supposed to eat only meat. This little tooth right back here proves it because that's their only molar. And you can see it's extremely reduced in size. Everything else here is made for cutting and tearing. So these guys are really just supposed to eat meat. And if you think about the commercial cat foods that we have, most commercial cat foods that are dry, made out of corn, made out of wheat, they say, oh yeah, it's healthy ingredients, it has vegetables, it has all this stuff in it. Not good for cats. Took parasitology with Dr. Garlinghouse, awesome veterinarian. She's really funny, but she said the best food for a cat is to take a mouse, deworm it, put it in a can, and give it to him. So, if you're feeding your cats, I'm going on a little bit of a rant, but if you're feeding your cats dry food, should switch and feed them wet food and a higher amount of protein because it's better for the cat's body overall. And you can see that based on their teeth because they're true carnivores. Okay. So that little tiny one back there is the molar. Did everybody see that little molar? Okay. Then we have the premaxilla, which has the incisors on it. Right there. Then you have your maxilla, which has your canines and your premolars on it. Right there. Then you have, the lacrimal bone. And that's this one right here. You can see it outlined right there. Can you guys see that? Then you have your frontal bone up here. Your orbitosphenoid, which is this kind of larger one right here. Then your allophenoid, which is right above it, right here. Can you guys see that? Then you have your pterygoid, which sticks down right here. Your palatine bone, right here. Parietal, right here. Temporal bone, right here. Temporal bone expands forward as part of this arch. Then you have your external acoustic meatus, which is this opening right here, and right around it is kind of this thickened region, and they call that the tympanic bone.
And that's on both sides, right?
On both sides. And then this like large bulge region is the tympanic bulla. This is really huge on kangaroo rats. You have your occipital bone right here. And you have your inner parietal that sticks up right here. Did I miss anything there? Don't think so. So you can then go to this view. You have the internal nares. You have your zygomatic bone in the front. And your temporal bone in the back right here.
So the temporal bone is the flat part.
This flat, all of this, and this.
So it's not
This whole thing right here is called the Zygomatic Arch, and it's comprised of the zygomatic bone and the temporal bone. And that's another favorite question that people like to ask.
So let's say you put it on her front.
And the other thing that's really important is we ask you to, when we're asking questions, we're going to say identify the bone or identify the structure. If we say identify the structure and the dots right here, it would be zygomatic arch. If we say identify the bone and the dots right here, it would be temporal bone.
And if it's on the front, it's
Zygomatic bone. If we were asking for the bone. Even if it was here and we were asking for the structure though, zygomatic arch.
So would you put the pin like right in the middle or something?
And say what is the structure? Absolutely.
Okay.
I know, I tell all my friends because like all my friends are doctors.
Make up the zygomatic arch. Okay, you have a little thing that right here that I think kind of looks like an old-fashioned jug of whiskey. That's your basosphenoid right there. Right in front of that is your presphenoid. It's kind of long and goes right here. And off to the side of either of those is your allosphere. Tympanic bulla. Right here and right here you have an occipital condyle. This opening is called the foramen magnum. And palatine bone. Okay. On to the cat pectoral girdle. Yeah.
It says in mammals that the mandible is exclusively dentary bone.
Yes.
So then, how does that play with what you were talking about with the bone versus structure? Do you still need to say that mandible is the structure,
No.
even though it's only one bone?
Mandible would be the structure, yes.
Okay.
So this is if we were asking the overall, like, what is the structure, and you pick this up, this would be a mandible. If you had what is the bone, this whole thing is dentary bone. Now if we put a dot here that said what is the structure, be specific, this is the coronoid process. So in your PAZ there's a picture of this that talks about all the different processes. So make sure you take a look at that. I don't have it up here right now, but. And then the other thing is the jaw joint articulation on the cat. We tend to be kind of picky. So it's not, like some people call this the squamosal. In the reptile, this is the squamosal bone. In the cat, people used to say it's squamosal dentary jaw joint articulation, but that's because there's 3 different portions of the temporal bone. One of the portions is the squamosal portion, which is right here where it articulates with the bottom jaw. So when we're saying what's the jaw joint articulation on this one, we want squamosal portion of the temporal bone dash dentary. Squamosal portion of the temporal bone dash dentary. Good? Okay. Okay, on to